Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I am speaking with Jana and Jacy of Lavendine. The band has just released a fantastic new track called Finding My Way Home, and I am super excited to talk to them all about it. I want to thank you guys so much for coming on today. How are you? What's going on?
We're good. Thank you for having us. It's great to be here.
Yeah, I'm super happy to have you. You have this new song out. Like I mentioned before we started recording, I
Yeah.
love it. It's so passionate and it's so heartfelt. The first thing that I would love to hear about is what is it about and what does this song mean to you and what's its origin story?
Do you want to tell them? Well, I'm going to let Jacy take this one because she actually was the one that the song kind of was birthed through. So I'll let her take the break.
Go for it.
First of all, I want to say a lot of times if people really start listening to our music, Jane and I kind of have a universal message. So it's like a song can mean something to us, but the listener, it may touch something totally different in their life because it seems like the messages that Jane and I write, they kind of have a broad spectrum and they reach a
Okay.
broad audience. What I mean by that is like sometimes when you listen to a song, when it's the cry of someone's heart, it may be because they've lost a loved one, or it may be because they're searching for someone to spend their life with, or a destiny they want to reach. So when Jane and I write, yeah, it's like it can go a lot of different ways as far as how it touches you. But I
Sure.
can tell you what it meant for me. A lot of people, when they read our testimony, they got to hear the Ori part of right when mine and Jenna's career was starting to kind of take off. We started our record label. We began to get on radio. We both were hit with a nightmare health trauma in our mouths.
Oh,
And we
geez.
had some root canals, both of us never had cavities, neither of us ever smoked. So we both grew up really, really thinking a lot about the health of our mouths. And I don't know if that's because our parents instilled that. So that was something very important to us. Hygiene. And then also because we're singers, your mouth is like your legs as an athlete.
Oh, absolutely.
Your
No,
instrument.
arguably the most important part.
So when that happened, it was literally like somebody's legs being clipped. It's a runner. Well, they say that he got me in the Achilles. That was what it was. Yeah.
Hmm.
Couldn't have got hit in the worst place. Yeah. And see, this is right when we're birthing our dream. And all these years we've pursued and waited, and now we're seeing it coming on the scene. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is stuff we've been waiting on and praying for years. So, long story short, that trauma in our mouths from the root canals that failed began to cause an infection that spread throughout our mouths and then eventually our bodies. I was on a PIC IV for several weeks. I mean, it was a nightmare.
Wow.
So I tell you that to tell you one night I was in bed and I was crying out to God and I was just like, God, I don't understand. How could you finally be making my dream come true? And this happened to me. Mm-hmm. It's so polar opposite of what should be happening. And that night was when that song was dropped on me. I woke up out of a dead sleep at like 5 in the morning, and the verse and the first verse and the chorus were literally just like someone was singing it to me. Sing the part that you said you heard. Try to remember. Let me see. I can't remember. You just said you were given like three. It's three in one. Your soul. Oh, that's what it was. Where nobody goes, the only place you call home. That came to me, okay?
Hmm.
That melody. And then, can you see eternity through all this black and white? Just shut your eyes, not totally. You can see it if you try. That was it, wasn't it? That was all she was given. And it was like, okay, clearly that didn't come from me. Yeah. So I began to listen to the message, and it's like, don't open my natural eyes, open my spiritual eyes, because I can see beyond what's going on in my life right now, and that God does have something good for me. And I need to look beyond where I'm at right now in the natural and know that God has something for me that I cannot see right now. So that's where that song was birthed. And I leaned over, I sang it into my phone. And then the next day, Jan and I called a guy that we were working with in LA. He worked with the Fray. Who else was he working with? Aerosmith. Yeah, great guy. Warren here. Yeah, Warren here. He's a
Okay.
producer. And I
I was
called.
going to ask about that because, what, not to interrupt, but I would say that for anyone who's going to listen to this, put on a nice pair of headphones or enjoy it like on a sound system because the subtleties in the production
Yes.
really make this song pop. Like
Yeah, I agree.
it comes to
Well,
life
and
so much
even
more.
the evolving of that song is
Yeah.
amazing. At that time, we were working with Warren, And,
Hmm.
later we would come to know Mark Needham, who's the one that helped us finish it. But Ed C
Sure.
also had his hand in it. It's really strange how that song evolved. Some songs it's just like bump, 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 and everything just starts from the beginning. But
Sure.
other songs, it's like they evolve over time, like you're building a house. And we just kind of know when we're creating a song, we're like, it's like the baby's been born halfway, but
Yeah.
the full baby's
Sure.
not born. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is a headless baby. It's not, it's good, but it's not finished. You know what I mean?
Of course, of course.
So I called him and I said, Warren, and see, we didn't know Warren that well. We'd only done just a little bit of talking with him, never recorded with him yet. And I said, I know we're getting ready to come to LA and we're going to track some songs with you, but I have a really odd request. He said, okay, shoot it at me. And I said, well, I had something really interesting me tonight or last night. And I said, I woke up crying because the song was it touched me so deep. And I said, but I only have like 2 or 3 lines of the first verse and 2 or 3 lines of the chorus. And I need you to help me format it and create the music to this. He said, sing it into your phone, just like you heard it, melody
Yeah.
and words. And he said, I will go sit behind my keyboard and I will try to format and create. So he literally, like a week later, sent me back what he had created. And I literally broke down crying because it was so beautiful.
That's incredible.
This is so God because
No,
it's nothing.
seriously.
It's nothing's like sit
Yeah.
down in a writing session, write a great song and leave.
Well,
It was
I think anytime you go into a room and say, we're going to write a hit, I mean, that's just like,
Oh,
really?
that's not how it happens. No, absolutely not.
No.
One thing that I really enjoyed about this song is that it incorporates so many different styles and genres, I
Oh,
feel.
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love to hear from you both. How would you describe it? Like, what's the elevator pitch for the song for someone that hasn't listened to it before? Like, what would you call it?
Well, we'd like to call it kind of soft rock with a
Sure.
little bit of an alternative edge. But it's funny because that all the bands Jason and I grew up listening to was 80s rock. You got Journey.
Of course.
We love the Bee Gees because of the harmonies. We're all about the harmonies.
Got
in
it.
Chicago.
Well, yeah, Chicago. It seemed like the music industry kind of faded out as far as harmonies. Back in the 80s and 90s even. But then it's like where'd the harmonies go? It's like they were like an afterthought. It's like a basketball team. The forward gets all the praise and the guards get nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, where's the harmonies? I mean, that's what makes we've sang our whole life singing harmony, so we're
Right.
like, we're not, I don't care what we do. I don't care what the music industry says. We want you both just to do solo. I'm like, forget it. Because our whole thing is harmonies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No,
that
it really makes the music pop. Like, and I
Absolutely.
fully agree. It's the music that
Jazz
I was
flavor.
raised on, and I love to hear that.
So yeah.
Thankfully, we both can sing lead and hold our own, but it's
Right.
so much better when we sing together.
Yeah.
Because there's some of our friends that have sat just in the room with us while we sing a cappella or with the guitar and we sing together. They're like, this is so weird, but it sounds like there's a third person singing with y'all.
That's a
It's
compliment.
like a built-in
Right.
sound effect or
Right.
something that only God can give
Well, I
you.
think the vibrations come together and it gives that effect that there is a third.
Everything sounds fatter and fuller.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I fully agree.
you literally sound like a quartet. And we're like, no, it's just us
Too
two.
funny.
We sang together, we know.
Any potential plans to experiment with your sound or explore new avenues in the future?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, Jason and I, we tend to lean melodically
Hmm.
towards kind of a British thing.
Okay.
And we don't play keyboard, we don't play the guitar. And if we a cappella wrote like we do, and we could play our own instruments, we could find
Sure.
those chords. It is sometimes hard to get that across sometimes to the musicians to get that. And that's why we loved Warren, because he is, he's British, he naturally did that. So I guess what
Yeah,
I'm saying
it's in his
is
blood.
we would like our next record to have a little bit more flair of that. Finding My Way Home has a hint of it. We know.
Sure.
We want
to push the
to
bar.
push the bar and go.
Do you remember that guy, Gary Go? Did you
The
ever
name,
hear
the name sounds familiar, but I'm not
Well,
100%
they released
sure.
a song on him. They did a reality show and he did My Life Is on Fire, but
Okay.
you try to put it out with me. That he's British.
Okay.
And we would love to do something with him because I think he conglomerates our vision for our next
So
phase.
yes, we feel like we're ever growing and evolving. And as artists, we can only grow as far as the team that works with us.
Yeah.
It's
And
extremely
as
true.
much as they can capture the vision.
And it might be really, really good and it might do great on radio, but it may not be just fully what we were wanting.
Sure. I'm actually really happy you brought that up because I want to know, like, does your guys' personal preference in music ever clash? Like, do you ever have any,
Yes.
dynamic problems of, oh, well, I want to go this way and I want to go
Well,
that way?
creating music, not so much, but like listening in the car, we have totally different
You're
tastes.
talking about between us.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
grew up wanting to listen to like R&B,
Mhm.
you know, leaning more toward the R&B black music
Well,
for
it's
some
a-
reason. But I tend to write more like, country, Christian, pop, alternative rock.
Yeah.
I don't write R&B, but I would love to just someone to call me and say, Jacy, let's do an R&B album. But
Well,
that's so not
This
her.
is funny. I got to interject, but Jacy always liked the guys that were like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and all that kind of music is like, "I'm gonna love you, baby. You are beautiful."
Love
I didn't
that.
think all that. That was
Sure.
part of her. So I think to me, that's what that music.
Of course.
I thought that you'd find that funny.
Amazing.
That's one thing that's different about us as twins. I don't like a guy like patting on me and doing all that. You're like,
Sure.
"Hmm, don't need to be doing all that." You know what I mean?
Too funny.
Oh my
I know.
God. So
Um,
creating music, the only time Jan and I go head to head is in the mixing room.
Yeah.
okay, okay.
And usually when her and I are mixing with an engineer, it gets pretty stressful for me. And I'm like, I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna go.
Mhm.
Jana has a very engineering mind,
Yeah.
and she can go, roll that back. Something's clashing in there with the guitar. And we've got a world Grammy engineer in here, okay, behind the board.
Yeah. Like,
You know what I mean? He's the
hey, but
master.
you know what? It's your music. At the end of the day,
But
your
listen,
name
this
is on
funny
it.
part. He'll go, I don't hear anything clashing. It's happened more than once. It's
And
happened with
He'll
Ed.
pull it all down.
It's happened with Mark. And they don't get mad, but I'm just like, oh God, don't make them
Sure,
mad. You
sure.
know what I mean?
I think,
And
the final
but
product
listen,
has turned out great. It's
they'll
all that matters.
they'll turn everything down and they'll start going through the track and they'll go,
Mhm.
I don't know how on God's green earth you heard that.
Amazing.
I know.
But it's there. But she has 80% hearing loss.
Oh,
One ear. She's almost fully deaf in that ear.
wow.
And I've told Jen, I sometimes wonder if maybe why she hears so keenly. Because they say when you have a defect like that, you train your body overcompensates.
Sure.
Like when you have a bad eye, they say the good eye is better, even better, because it's trained itself to do what that bad eye can't do.
Makes
So I
sense.
wondered if maybe that's why she's hearing it. No one else in the room. I was like, you've got hearing like a dog.
I know.
Because they say dogs.
True. Love that. Is there something that you both look forward to the most when starting a new song? The thing that makes it feel the most worth it, or the thing that energizes you throughout the
I think
process?
the melody.
Yeah.
That's if the melody's not moving us, Jason and I've always been that way. It's just not gonna, that may
Sure.
sound bad because there's amazing lyricists all over the world, I mean, I think we're pretty good at, putting lyrics together, but if the melody's not there for me in music, it just ain't doing it for me. That's my
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, and we've written songs before that we thought were really strong lyrically,
Yeah.
but after we got them all almost finished and everything, we're just like, that one's falling short, So I think it has a lot to do with the melody.
You don't need to throw the lyrics away. I mean, I think they're
No,
very
we've
important.
actually taken lyrics from another song and created a brand new song with the lyrics that we love.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, that's nice.
we figured out those lyrics weren't great with that melody, but they go better over here.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
So we've done that too.
It's like putting on a different pair of boots right before you walk out and realize they fit better.
Oh, this goes with the outfit much better.
Yeah.
Yep, completely understand.
Yeah.
I am not sure if you guys have been playing shows in the past. If you have, that's amazing. But do you have any plans in the future to play shows? And
We haven't since this latest release. We did do quite a bit of that before the mouth stuff, but we're just now at the tail end of coming out of that mouth nightmare, and we're ready to start doing that. Believe it or not, it's one of our first live face-to-face interviews. So this is it's kicking off that part of our career.
Amazing.
We kind of pulled back, because a woman, when she's going through any kind of trauma, we've kind of come a little bit over that hump. So now we're ready. I mean, we don't feel like we're at our best as far as what we were before our trauma, but we don't want to hide our trauma because we know that could actually help some people, that have been through struggles. So,
absolutely. Do you have any idea what a show from you looks like? Like, is it all originals? Do you incorporate covers?
We've already talked about it. We're definitely going to do originals.
Okay.
Probably the ones that, reached Billboard on radio.
Sure.
We've had what? How many? We had 3 reach the top 25 at Billboard, and we've got another one
Amazing.
that Finding My Way Home is, we just found out it's hit the top 20. So it's our first single.
Congrats. That's huge.
Yeah. So, but we've discussed it. We want to throw in some of those oldies like Open Arms by Journey. We've always talked about wanting to
Great
do
song.
that in a concert. There was one other one we talked about.
We love rock love songs.
Yes.
I don't know. There's just so many.
If you come here live in Lavendine Live, you're going to hear a few old 80s rock songs. Just count on it.
Nice. There's nothing wrong with that to really unite the crowd for a massive sing along. I'm right
No,
there.
we're easy
Sure,
going.
sure.
We're like Phil Collins experience. We're not like Garth Brooks running to the edge of the stage and swing off of this.
Yeah,
That's
we're like
okay.
more like the James Taylor feel.
Yeah.
That's much more my speed as well. That's the kind of show I want to see.
Well, it's more about the music.
Yeah,
It's more
Right,
about-
right.
Our voices and the instrumentalists, and not us swinging from rafters and coming down on a big, whatever.
I understand.
If they make me do that one day, I mean, I'll just pray and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's all you can really do. I have a couple more for you. I want to know, what does the next year look like in a perfect world? What are the plans, or what would you like to see happen?
Well, I can tell you what we do have planned, and then I can tell you what I want to happen.
Sure.
We're about to go to Nashville and record at least 3 new songs. One that we've almost got written that we've got to finish. That's literally about surviving a narcissist.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's in your face. Lavendine's coming out strong. We've had all these soft, sweet, melodic songs, and we're coming out with it. So we're excited about that song. So we're going to finish that one and a couple more that kind of lean a little bit more rock. We're going
Okay, nice.
in the bar with rock. But what I would like to see is when we get those songs finished by the end of the year, I would like to go out to LA and start doing some live stuff.
Come on over. That's where I'm at. I'd love to see you.
I think that we need to start getting out there and getting our faces seen, because a lot of people that are writing articles about us, they keep telling our team, we're ready to see Lavendine live. You know what I mean? Do some stuff. So I mean, you can expect that definitely in 2023.
Lovely.
Do that. So what do you think, Jana?
Yeah, I mean, just everything you said.
Good. Well, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot to look forward to and a lot in the works. So I'm excited to
Yeah,
see
and
how it
hopefully
pans
expand
out.
our team. We've got some people kind of in the wings that
Mhm.
may want to get involved and help push our record label a little bit. So business-wise,
Of course.
Now, unfortunately, Jan and I, we didn't get the red carpet rolled out for us, and we've kind of had to do it all on our own.
Mhm.
But in the process, we're kind of glad, because we're now in the control seat, and we get to kind of navigate our message, where we go, what we do, how we say it. So in the end, it's actually been a blessing, because we don't have someone over us saying, do this, do this, do this,
Mhm.
We get to be more in the creative process of our career and the behind the scenes. So it's been stressful, but it's also been, in the end, it's been actually a blessing.
It's always a learning experience of some kind. I love that. My last question for you is basically for the person that is going to discover you from this, and for the person that's going to listen to your music for the first time. What is an opening message that you'd like to say to them?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is to not give up on your dreams and your goals in life. Jacy and I've been hit so many times, it's comical. It's like that scene in Rocky where he was so beat up he was unrecognizable,
Yes.
That I mean, life can do that to some people. I mean, there's been people had it worse than us and they went on to do great things, Abraham Lincoln being one, So that's the biggest thing. I think Jacy and I we're hope-filled, loving, compassionate people, and we want people to pursue their dreams too. Be touched by what we do and our struggles, but them go and accomplish theirs too.
Yeah, and if I want to say one more thing, if people would really stop and take time to really listen to our music, there's a theme that runs through mine and Jana's music, and I think it's because we've lived our songs, and it doesn't matter how dark life gets, that you can always have hope. And for some reason, there'll always be somewhere after you've gone through this horrific experience, there'll be this little trickle of light that's pulling you out. And if you keep following it, you'll come all the way out of whatever you've been
Don't
in.
die in it.
Don't get stuck in it. So, and that seems to be the theme of our music.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of people that were bordering on suicide that Jacy and I ministered to, and they didn't commit suicide. So we really feel kind of a pull to that, you know, to give people hope in the darkest of darkest time. It's not worth taking your life, you know. It'll get better. It will always get better, just like the sun eventually comes up. You know, every night we have to expect the sun to come up.
Yeah.
Just like our trials, it will come up. We just don't know what day or hour, you know,
Right.
in life.
I think that's a perfect parting message. Thank you so much. Jana and Jacy, please allow me to plug your music for you one more time. For
Okay.
everyone out there, the song is called Finding My Way Home. We're going to have links in the article so that people can listen and share and follow along and do all that fun stuff. But it also sounds like there's so much more on the way. So if you haven't listened to their music yet, now is the time to start. And thank you so much again for your time. This has been a
So nice to meet
fantastic
you. Thank
conversation.
you,
So nice to
Austin.
meet you too. I hope to speak
Enjoyed it.
again soon, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
You too.
Bye bye.
Awesome. Take care. Bye bye.